Hi everyone, I am Punya Aggarwal, ACC affiliate and one of the admins of Being ACC. And in this video, we will be doing question number 3 of basically case 3 of your AA pre-June 2024 mock exam. We have already done question number like case study 1 and case study 2 in the previous videos. You can go and check out the playlist of AA pre-June 2024 mock debrief. So let's begin. First, let's start with reading the case study very well, like we have done in earlier videos as well. And then we'll move on to understanding how and why the answers are correct. Let's start. It is 1st of July 2005. So dates again are very important in any of your case studies, be it section A, be it section B. It is very important in audit. You are audit supervisor of Roboto and Company, conducting the audit of Carlos Company for the year ended. So our year ended on 30th of September 25. So Carlos operates a number of hotels providing accommodation, leisure facilities, and restaurants. Several matters have come to your attention. So let's read. These are 5 matters, and let's start. Leisure facilities upgrade. So they have upgraded some leisure facilities at their place. During the year, Carlos made significant asset expenditure. Okay, so asset means non-current assets, of course, over here. Right, to upgrade their leisure facilities at several of its hotels. The company acquires new gym equipment, renovated swimming pools, and expanded spa services. These non-current assets are critical for attracting guests and maintaining the company's competitive advantages. So we have upgraded some of the non-current asset non-current assets, which will eventually affect our depreciation as well, right? Okay. So next thing is food poisoning allegations. There have been certain, so this is like a positive point. The first one was like a positive point for us, wherein we actually made some improvements. And then this is like a negative point for us, wherein there's some allegations towards us, right? Okay. These are some, there have been some allegations of food poisoning from customers who visited one of the Carlos restaurants. Some customers are claiming substantial damage to the illness caused by, so there was some illness which is caused by the food that they have eaten, caused by contaminated food. The legal team is actively handling these claims, and the financial impact could be significant. So there can be a scenario when it is significant, the financial impact of it, right? Inventory management system upgrade. Again, a positive point for the company that they are upgrading something. Okay. Carlos recently updated its inventory management system. The new system aims to improve accuracy in the accounting, in the inventory transactions. So this is specifically for the inventory management. Okay, all right. Including purchases, usage, and disposals. However, there are concerns about the effectiveness of the implementation and whether the system accurately reflects the physical inventory levels or not. So this is like a risk that we can identify from here. Then the second last thing is trade receivables confirmation. The audit team has obtained results from the external confirmation for a sample of trade receivables, which is a good thing because this is the third party confirmation. And this is always better form of procedures, substantive procedures, or basically obtaining your sufficient appropriate audit evidences. So third party confirmation is the best way where an auditor can have sufficient and appropriate evidence, audit evidence. And the last thing is depreciation of non-current assets. Carlos depreciates its non-current assets over their estimated useful life. The company uses straight line, very important, straight line depreciation for its buildings, furniture, and equipment, right? So we have read the question and I think we have understood the question very well. There was nothing complex within the question, I felt. So let's begin. Okay, let's read question number 11, which is actually question number 1 for this case study. Let's start. Which of the following audit procedures, so we are talking about the auditor's procedures or the basically substantive procedures, which would be most relevant? So again, reiterating this thing that most means that there can be a scenario wherein these all the pointers are answer, they are part of our answer, but one of them will be the most out of them, like the top substantive procedure, the top audit procedure, which will be in relation to our answer. Okay, so you'll have to identify that. Can be a little tricky, but let's understand. Very simple. Don't have to worry about it. Evaluating the existence. So before proceeding on with this question, I hope that you are all aware about the audit assertions. You know what is existence. You know what is completeness. you know what is accuracy, you know what is cutoff. Please guys revise this assertions area very well. If you do not know these assertions, you won't be able to follow through the question, and you won't be able to understand the question very well. And it is very basic. This is very important for your section A plus section B perspective. So I hope that you know all of these assertions. So here the assertion that they're talking about is existence. Existence basically means that there is a physical existence of that asset. For example, you are an auditor, and there's a client of yours who is saying that I've purchased a building at a certain place in Delhi. Okay. So I have purchased like a building at in Delhi. How will you ensure that this building is actually being purchased? Like this big building actually exists. You will go to that place, you will go to that A place, and you will see that, okay, this is the building, and then you'll check the papers of that company, of that building, and then you'll see, okay, this is in the name of my client, and then that is how you can check the existence, that that building is actually existing at the place where the client is saying me to, right? So this is what existence assertion means. Assertion related to expenditure of the leisure facility. So we have updated this thing. So how will you ensure that this upgrade has actually taken place, or are they bluffing? Are they saying that we have made, but in actual terms, that is not the upgrade that they are talking about, right? So let's read. How can we ensure that these updates are actually existing? What is the procedure that we will be following through, right? So let's read. Taking a sample of physical assets and ensuring they have been recorded in the asset register. So if you know this, taking a sample of physical assets, ensuring they have been recorded. If you're talking about the recorded part, we are actually talking if they're completely recorded. So this is the completeness assertion, right? So this is not the correct answer. Okay. Compare current year's ledger facilities expenditure with the prior year's expenditure to identify any significant, differences. So again, this here we are only identifying if there are any fluctuations in the, expenditure that we are incurring for it, right? We are only seeing if the expenditure. So expenditure, they can manipulate. They can say, okay, this year we had, previous year we had an expenditure of 1,000 rupees, and now because we have upgraded, so now the expenditure is 10,000. So you can, of course, they can be manipulated. They can be fake receipts as well, fake invoices as well, right? So this does not check our assertion of existence. This only checks the significant fluctuation, that there's a 9,000 rupees fluctuation. This assertion is also, this pointer is also incorrect. Then the third one says, okay, visit the, so as in when you see this, your, bell in the head should ring. Visit the hotel and physically inspect the new acquired gym equipment, renovated swimming pool. So until unless you see from your eyes, I'm sorry for the drawing, but if, till the time that you see from your eyes that, okay, this is the new swimming pool that they have inaugurated, this is a new gym equipment that they have put in their gyms, they have, this is the new spa services that they're providing. Until unless you see from your eyes, you won't be able to judge, and you won't be able to verify that they actually have done the upgrade, right? So this is the correct answer, because here we're actually seeing from our own eyes that, okay, they have done this type of expenditure over there, spas and gyms and etc. So that is the reason this is the correct answer in relation to your existence. So that is the reason, please read the question very carefully, because they ask certain different types of assertions, and your answer have to be catered or customized as per the assertion that they're asking you for. So here the assertion was existence, so you'll have to physically verify it. So I hope this was clear. Let's move to the next question now. Okay. During the audit of Carlos, just a minute, you discover that there have been allegations about this. So this is the here, the second point. So first we are done with, second point is this. So they are saying same thing they have copy pasted here. Now the question is this one, okay? Which of the following audit procedures would be most relevant? Again, this word most relevant, relevant to gathering sufficient appropriate evidence regarding this issue. So here the auditor is looking at sufficient appropriate audit evidence. Okay. Here we're not talking about any assertions, but we are talking about the evidence that has to be gathered for the food poisoning allegations that have been put along. Okay. So again, read the question carefully, understand the question carefully, and only then you'll be able to answer the question very, very well. Okay. Let's read. Reviewing the legal correspondence and settlement agreements relating to food poisoning claims. So, okay, this can be one, because here we are reviewing the legal correspondence. It will provide us some information about the financial impact that the legal correspondence, the legal claim that will have on us, on the company, right? Because we're reviewing it, the legal correspondence, and what the client, the person who has put the legal allegations on us, is doing, right? So let's see. Let's read the next pointers as well. Inspecting the kitchens, restaurants, kitchens, facilities, and hygiene practices to ensure they have been improved. So why are we not concerned about the improvement? We are concerned about the allegations that that have been put on us. So improvement is the later part. This is a futuristic approach. कि आगे क्या होगा, हमें आगे से लेना देना नहीं है, हमें ये लेना देना है कि अभी क्या हो रहा है. So again, this is not the correct answer. Vouching basically stands for a situation. Vouching is basically totaling or checking or reviewing, basically. Vouching sales transactions from the restaurant's cash register. So again, this does not relate to our allegations that have been put. This is more of like revenue calculation and revenue totaling, all of those things. Right. So again, this is not the correct answer. Confirming the balances of the accounts payable with food suppliers. We are not related to the food suppliers. We are not related to the accounts payables over here, because here we are talking about the issue which is related to food poisoning allegations. Basically, the provision that should be created, the amount that has to be given to the person, which is in accordance to IS 37, right? So here we are not concerned about account payable, suppliers, revenue, all of those things. We are concerned about the legal correspondence that we will be doing with the, the people who are involved, the lawyers, maybe the legal team of the client, maybe relating to the food poisoning claim. So this is how we will be obtaining a sufficient appropriate evidence about the legal claim, legal allegation that has been put upon the company, right? I hope that you understood this question. Let's move to the next question now. Okay. Why is it not moving? Yeah. Okay. 13th question. Carlos has recently upgraded its inventory management. So this is your third part, inventory management system. Which of the following procedures, again, we are talking about auditors procedures, right? Procedures would be most appropriate to access the design on operating effectiveness. Please read this question carefully. They're talking about design, first point. Second point is operating effectiveness. Effectiveness means how well it is working for the company, basically, right? Okay, let's read the question. Let's read the pointers. Review the system documentation. Okay, documentation we are reviewing to understand the design of the new system. So we are understanding the design, and we are also seeing the controls incorporated into the system and document. So we are again seeing the operational aspect of it. So let's see if this is the correct answer, but we'll have to read the rest one as well, so that we are sure that this is the correct answer. Because here, if you reread the statement again, it is saying review the system documentation. So we're reviewing the system documentation for the design, which is this point is covered, one point is covered, and the controls incorporated. So controls is for the operational efficiency, so that it is working efficiently. That is the reason that we put controls. So this can be the answer, but let's read. Okay. Now, perform test of details on a sample of inventory transactions recorded in the new system. So this is basically related to your, you're performing substantive procedures over here. You're performing substantive procedures for any misstatement that happened, basically. अगर कुछ गलत हुआ होगा तभी तो हम करेंगे टेस्ट ऑफ डिटेल्स एंड सैंपल ऑफ इन्वेंटरी ट्रांजैक्शंस. कुछ गलत नहीं हुआ है अभी, हमने डिजाइन देखना है उसका कि कैसे डिजाइन हुआ है एंड हाउ इज द इफेक्टिवनेस गोइंग टू बी. Right, this is a misstatement. This is like again futuristic approach. This is a futuristic approach. Now, conduct a physical verification. Physical verification is again, you should, as in when you see this word, your mind should click that this is for assertion existence. This is not for your design and operation. So this cannot be the answer. This cannot be the answer, right? Let's read the last pointer and let's see if that is the correct answer. Like that is a better answer than the first one actually. Okay. Perform analytical procedures, okay, to compare the inventory turnover ratio, okay, before and after the system. So have a common sense. Even if you do not know the concept very well, see that how inventory turnover related to our design? Is it related to our operational efficiency? Is it related to it? Not at all. So that comes to our first option, which is correct. So you have to go by elimination, go by your mind also. Like, even if you do not know the conceptual aspect of it, at least have your mind open so that you're able to see that this be an actual answer or no. Very obvious, right? Let's move on to the second last question actually. This question number 14. Okay. Okay. This is again a question wherein they're testing your assertions knowledge. Please revise all of the assertions because they're very, very important. I'll try and explain some of like these ones at least, but the rest of the assertions that you have, please revise them, or else you'll be having trouble answering these very, very simple questions. They are very, very easy 2 marks. During the audit of car doors, the audit team obtained external confirmations. Your bell should already have rung in your heads that what does external confirmation stand for in terms of the existence. But we'll still read for the people who do not know it. From customers to access trade receivables, which assertion is primarily addressed by this procedure. Okay, so let's start by this one. We'll go above them. So the cutoff assertion basically means that you are recording your financial items or things in the correct accounting period. Correct accounting period. For example, I'll give you a very, very simple example. For example, to the Abhi right now it is 2004 and the next year is 2005. There was a revenue for me which had to be recorded in this year. Like revenue, I made some sales of suppose 1,000 rupees, and out of that 1,000 rupees, what the person said that it was a service actually. Okay, so it was a 2 year service. It was a 2 year service. So I ideally should have divided into 500 and 500. So this 1 year is this, first year is this, and second year of service is this. So I should record this 500 into here and 500 over here. Even though the customer has paid me full 1,000 rupees, I cannot recognize this full 1,000 rupees into here, or else if I do so, it will be a cut-off error because it is not recorded in the correct accounting period. So this is cut off. So here, external confirmation, they're not talking about any of the accounting periods, accounting years, etc. So cutoff cannot be the right answer, right? Okay. Okay. So cutoff wrong. Then valuation. Valuation basically means that the amount that you're writing in your financial statements, is the value of it is correct. For example, if I'm saying it is revenue was of 1,000 rupees, is this value correct? So you'll vouch it from several other things. You'll vouch it from the cash receipts, you'll vouch it from the ledgers, general ledger, sales ledger, all of those things. So that is valuation. Again, external confirmation does not have to do anything with the cash received, the other things received. So that is again not the correct answer. Completeness basically means that all the transactions that you have recorded in your financial statements, they are the transaction that should be recorded, that should have been recorded, have been recorded. मतलब जो आपको करनी चाहिए थी वो आपने कर दी है. For example, for example sales आपने करी, there were for example 10 sales received, तो आपने 10 अलग अलग कर. But क्या पता आपने इसमें से एक मिस कर दी हो. There can be scenario wherein you have missed one of the receipts, right? So that is not complete. You have recorded 9, whereas it should have been 10. So it should have been 10, but you have recorded 9. So there's a completeness issue over here. Again, external confirmation does not have to do anything with this. right? So the last option which is left, which is existence. Existence, again, the best example of existence is external confirmation. That is the reason that I said in the starting that if you know these assertions, your bells in your head should have clicked that external confirmation is for existence and only. Why? Because if, for example, I'll give you very very layman example. Okay, so for example, you go to like you are the auditor. Okay, now you are told by a client that I have a legal obligation of rupees $300. Okay, now client to kuch bhi bolega, you cannot trust the client, right? Client ko aap trust nahi kar sakte. But if a third party, for example lawyers, come into place and lawyers kehte hain yes, this 300 amount is absolutely correct, so now you have an external confirmation about the existence of the 300 rupees legal obligation that the client has. So now you will be 100% sure that, okay, the client is saying truth, right? So existence is done. So this, the correct answer was existence. I hope that you're able to understand because of like these simple examples. Now let's move forward with the last question. Very, very simple question. Okay. Okay. Which of the following auditors procedure, so audit procedures, would be most effective, again, most effective in assessing the reasonableness of straight line depreciation policy of the NCA? So again, the last point that we discussed over here, it is talking about the straight line depreciation policy. So you have to see which of these following substandard procedures are most effective for the straight line depreciation policy. Very, very simple paper question, does not have to have a lot of, you do not have to put a lot of brains into it. Let's read. Select a sample of non-current assets additions, trace them back to the original purchase invoices to verify accuracy and recorded cost and useful life. Okay, so here I'm verifying the accuracy, I'm verifying the accuracy of the recorded cost which is there, plus I am seeing the useful life. It does not access the straight line depreciation policy. यहाँ पे वो देख रहा है about the purchases invoice कि is it accurate and if the useful life is correct, but it's not seeing about the depreciation policy. It's not mentioning anything about the depreciation policy. So this cannot be the right answer, right? Now, next, compare the current year's depreciation expense with the prior year expenses and identify benches to identify any significant fluctuations. So यहाँ पे we can see that whether it is reasonable. So यहाँ पे if for example this is previous year, this is current. Okay, so previous year the depreciation expense was rupees 1,000. Okay, and now the depreciation expense because we have have additional non-current assets, of course the depreciation would increase. So now the depreciation is supposedly 1,200. So you will see these fluctuations and you will see whether it is reasonable or not. This will actually help you to identify that, okay, 200 increase is because of the NCA that we have gotten, the non-current assets which we have gotten, right? And it will be also consistent. We'll also be able to see that if it is consistent with the industry practice with a straight line basis, right? So this can be a potential quest answer, but let's see. Let's see. Third and fourth can also be the right answer. So let's see. Okay. Physically inspect again. Your, now by now I think your bell should have rung that this is for your existence and not for your reasonableness. Reasonableness is another assertion, and existence is assertion which is being tested over here. So again, no, I won't be explaining it. You should know it that this is assertion, this is existence, right? Okay. Last pointer. Let's see if last is the correct one or is second the correct one. Which one wins? Let's see. Send confirmation requests to suppliers and service providers to identify the terms and conditions of any maintenance contract. So now here they're talking about the maintenance. We have to talk about the straight line depreciation. Are they related? Are maintenance contracts and straight line depreciation policies anyhow related? No. So big again a no. So this is a no. This is a no. First one is a no, and this is the correct answer. And even by the explanation part of it, it is correct. If you go by the elimination method, then also we are getting second option. Even if by you go by simple logical conceptual based method, then also second option is absolutely correct. So I hope that you understood this question very, very well. It was a very simple question. only and only if you know about all of the assertions that we have. Please revise them and let me know if you have any doubts in any of the parts. You can comment down below, or you can also DM me on my Instagram page, which is @beingacc, and I'll be happy to help you.